Witam wszystkich w kolejnym odcinku MrOmen z gościem, którego dzisiejszym gościem jest osoba naprawdę wyjątkowa, bowiem rozmawiam dzisiaj z panem Viktorem Kislym, czyli prezesem firmy Wargaming. Zadam mu kilka pytań, tych, o które wy pytaliście na YouTubie, także słuchajcie uważnie, bowiem mam nadzieję padną tutaj sensowne i fajne odpowiedzi na to, czego wy się spodziewacie i czego byście chcieli się dowiedzieć. Okay, so it's really nice to meet you, Mr. Viktor, and thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to talk to Polish players.
So first question for my viewers, I think that's the most obvious question from Polish community. Are you going to put European Tank 3 or maybe, and what about Polish Tank 3?
Well, here's the reality. Yes, I know we promised, and including myself, we were talking about Polish tanks and European kind of tree. Well, the reality is that, well, you have to understand, we had to release British, Japanese and Chinese tanks before, because those were big nations which were fighting with those tanks, and then we keep getting new and new players. 80 million registered users we have today, and they want so many other things. So let's be honest to ourselves. Adding another European tree will not add much of the variety. Okay, of course, tanks will be a little bit different, but when we have a choice, historical battles, new physics, experimenting with new gameplay modes, and our resources are not, unlimited. We had to make hard choices. We're making hard choices every day. So until the end of this year, we have so many plans. And probably we're not going to do European tree during this year. We will make it sometime in the future, but not during this year.
Okay. Second question. One guy is curious, are you going to reward hardcore players, like they're playing daily, they're making so many missions and they have very good stats? Are there any plans to reward them with some premium tanks or a gold or something?
Well, in general, I think today was this special tasks, kind of which kill 10 tanks or kill this tank or use this tank. Well, it's already kind of happening, but frankly speaking, well, there is no like a special program for whales. Our game is not for for rich people who can spend a lot of money. Our game is about equal opportunities for everyone. So I think we would rather concentrate on clan wars and esports. For clan wars, right now we're doing this fortified areas, right, which is something in the middle between clan wars and casual play. So this is something where you kind of build your base and you can attack each other's base of other clans, and the buildings in your base are bringing you some economical benefits, like some perks, some things which you can use on the battlefield. That's one thing. But I think the biggest reward for World of Tanks best players is esports. Okay, this is natural and this is big. By the way, that's why we're here in Warsaw today. We're having the last couple of hours of our 3-day grand finals. So I think that's, if you're really good World of Tanks players, you need to go to esports, and there you will get, if you're good, if your team is good, then there you will get fame, recognition, red carpet, cameras, big trophies, and of course money. For example, for this year, we had 2.5 million for the year 2013, which is finishing like now with this couple of last battles. We had 2.5 million prize money pool. So that's how we reward the best of the best players.
Okay, thank you. So maybe one more question about CW that's connected. Are you going to put something called a tactical tablet for Clan Wars?
You mean the map where you can do this? Second screen. It's a very cool idea. I know some other games are already making this. Well, it's one of the 100 features which we have in our list, and every day we fight for priorities. There's so many things like historical battles, new gameplay mode, new physics, new graphics. It's in the plans, but it's not in the immediate plans. I myself want this to happen. It just we have so many requests from millions of our players that not everything is happening at the same time, so it has to be prioritized and put in the queue of requests.
Short question. Are you going to make Bitcoin your new currency, maybe for buying gold, premium tanks, or something?
Well, frankly speaking, probably this is the first time I hear this question. We're not about, different currencies and bitcoins. I don't think so. So it's not on the list.
When World of Warships is going to be in open beta phase?
Today we're having this internal alpha kind of friends and family testing. Well, with the release of World of Warplanes, we realized that, okay, all three games, tanks, warships, and warplanes, they're very similar in terms of, progression and this garage and this, kind of soft monetization, but but the battles themselves are very, very different because they're very different machines. So tank is like a car with tracks and rotating turret, easy. One gun which can pretty much rotate anywhere you want, and tank can move, can stop, can hide. Planes, as opposed example, they never stop. They can crash. They're flying fast. They can shoot only where they're flying to. There's no rotation, and they're in 3D. So totally different game. Warships, those guys are like really big. Historically, those battleship battles, they could be very, very long, like a couple of days. Of course, for a computer game, we cannot copy 100% historical aspects. So that's why right now we're trying to find all those places where there's no to find the final balance, because it has to be 10-15 minutes battle. It has to be fun, it has to be fast, it has to be spectacular. Well, when it comes to spectacular, it's there because they're big guns, they're aircraft carriers, they're torpedo planes, they're bombers, they're torpedo boats, they're cruisers. So there's a lot of firepower on the map. That's good. However, we have to make sure that tactical principles, the rock, paper, scissors is perfect. It's a different game. We cannot copy things from tanks. So we still need some time to find this 100% balance. We truly believe that the public, the massive public testing will be by the end of this year. However, we still have some things to polish before that.
Okay. Are you going to make all models in World of Tanks in HD? If yes, when?
Yes, we're told with 9.0 update, we start this completely remaking the game again. Approximately by the end of the year, we hope to change all the content. You imagine there's like almost 500 tanks and a couple of dozens of maps. That's a lot of content, and those are big maps. So tanks, we're going to make 5 times more detailed. So can you imagine how much work? I mean, we start working with the museums again, even for old tanks, because now we need more details. Well, again, everybody wants it tomorrow, and I want it tomorrow, but there's certain reality. There's so much to be done about this. So by the end of this year, a lot of things will change, and we will introduce new physics.
Okay. Another question. Are you going to put bigger guns like 300 millimeters plus?
Well, you probably are talking about this Brumba and Sturmtiger. I think yes. But you have to understand this is exotic, right? So those machines are very exotic. Sometime we will make it, but this is not the highest priority.
So last 2 questions. Are you going to leave us Carl in garage?
To leave what?
Carl.
Carl, we had like tremendous, unexpected success with that. Well, frankly speaking, these days I'm here in Warsaw doing these esports and doing interviews. So when this is finished, I go home and I talk with our designers about this. So people loved it. People loved it. It's just, you have to understand, that was a joke, right? That was a 1st of April joke. So let us discuss. I don't have the answer now.
Okay, and the last question, I have to ask it. Are you going to make Type 59 available again?
As far as I know, this tank is not yet in the list of available, because we have a special balancing team which plays with those 500 tanks and all the parameters. So we most probably will keep it as this prize for different tournaments and special events. It's working very well. So there is a way to get it, but we're not selling it.
Okej, słuchajcie, naprawdę wywiady kończymy bardzo szybko. Mam nadzieję, że chociaż część z tych pytań, które zadałem, to były te, o które wam chodziło. Thank you so much for the interview. I hope my viewers will now they know something more about World of Tanks, and I hope I see you soon, and I hope to see you in Warsaw again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dzięki, do następnego. Cześć.